Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back into Mississippi Live Weather This Morning. Thanks as always for tuning in with us this morning and starting off your Thursday morning with us. I'm meteorologist Maggye McCauley at 7:30. Here's everything you need to know as you're headed out the door this morning. Number one is we're dealing with more fog, not as prevalent as yesterday, but still some patchy fog concerns in the area. We're going to have the latest on your storm timing and threats coming up in the next few minutes. So anything that has changed, we're going to talk about. Also, we're going to show you the latest data, all the high resolution runs to show you this morning. We'll give you your first look at that as well. And then we'll talk about what to expect after these all are done, after the storms have rolled through. Major cool down ahead. And we'll talk about the temperatures going on after your Friday as well. Dense fog advisory still ongoing. A lot of us have dropped that. The National Weather Service in Memphis dropping all of their counties from that, but still a few counties included in this. The further south that you go, Webster, Clay, Oktibbeha County, Winston, Noxubee, Lowndes County, still seeing their dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. And I will say we're still seeing some patchy dense fog out there across the area. This is the live look that I've really been keeping an eye on to see if how good or bad things are out there this morning. This is over in Blue Springs, looking at 22 in just about every direction. This is looking a little bit better, but still you can see those cars kind of disappearing off in the distance. Still some patchy fog concerns, especially in outlying areas. So I just encourage you, if you're headed out, you know the deal by now, especially because of yesterday, keep your beams on low, take it slow out there this morning. Just make sure you're keeping an extra eye on folks in front of you and behind you. Temperatures in the middle 50s over in Blue Springs. So definitely not a cold start for any means or by any means. This is a live look over in Lafayette County in Oxford. Yesterday, we saw some patchy fog setting up in this camera that made it kind of hard to see that traffic light in the distance. Not seeing that this morning. So that's some good news on the roadways over in Oxford within the city. Temperatures in the 50s, upper 50s over in Lafayette County. So definitely some chilly or not so chilly conditions. One more look to show you where we're seeing some patchy dense fog is down in Atala County and Kosciuszko. You can see that setting up, and temperatures again in the upper 50s there. So definitely not chilly across the board. Take a look at Mississippi Live radar this morning. I'm not looking at anything across the board in terms of rainfall. So that's some good news. As you're headed out this morning, yeah, you're going to be dealing with some patchy fog, but no ongoing rain across North Mississippi out there for your Thursday morning. Temperatures right now across the board are in the 50s for the most part. I see a 60 showing up in Tate and DeSoto County, a little bit further down into the Delta as well. Greenwood, Belzona, Greenville in the 60s. A lot of us in Northeast Mississippi, though, in the 50s, 57 in Tupelo, 57 in Starkville, 56 in Eupora. So a lot of us starting off in the 50s as well this morning. We're going to continue that climb upward over your next few hours. All of us in the upper 50s to near 60 by 8 if you're not already there. Middle 60s by the time we get to your 11 o'clock hour. And we're topping off in the 70s today. It's going to be warmer. If you were out yesterday, definitely not feeling like January by any means, but we're going to add a few degrees to that where we were yesterday for this afternoon. So highs looking to top off in the low 70s out there, and rain chances staying pretty minimal, about a 20% chance going into your afternoon and evening hours. Here's a look at the system that's going to be giving us some grief as we head into your Friday. Right now it's sitting off in the plains, causing some rainfall in places like Nebraska all the way down into Oklahoma, even portions of Texas as well. That low pressure system, again, going to continue to swing our way throughout the day ahead. Severe weather risk for today. They did go ahead and put a 2 out of 5 further off to our west this morning from places like Kansas into Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City. So little area of a level 2 out of 5 out there for your Thursday. Again, that sits off to our west. However, they have extended that level 1 out of 5 further off into North Mississippi. So you can see here a good portion of our counties included in that 1 out of 5. We'll talk about why coming up in the next few seconds. So take a look at this. As we head throughout your afternoon, you can see the majority of activity sits off to our west. I think this system really sits off to our west throughout the day ahead. You can see some rain going into Arkansas, but a lot of us actually even look to stay dry this afternoon. However, into the early morning hours of your Friday, we could see a few showers that try to be on the heavier side of things. I think that's why that level 1 out of 5 was extended into our area for the overnight hours. I think we could see maybe some strong wind gusts, heavy rainfall, rumbles of thunder overnight for Friday, but nothing of too concern. It's mainly the back half of Friday that we're going to be watching. Watch as I continue to progress this system further into your afternoon and then evening hours. This is at 8 p.m. One thing that has changed in terms of yesterday to today that I also watched Matt and Gabe describe last night that stayed consistent this morning is the model runs have continued to push the worst end of things a little bit further south. So that's the good news for us. Now it's very close to our area, like just to the south. So things could, teeter-totter and change a little bit coming up in the next 24 hours. But right now, models this morning putting that heaviest of line with the potential of, again, the strongest storms with that brief spin-up tornado, mainly from Birmingham down to Jackson. But that could clip some of our counties as well. So we're going to continue to watch that overall threat. This should end midnight and on as you head into your early Saturday. You're looking good to go. And we actually should see some clearing throughout the day on your Saturday. Overall, the severe weather threat, again, with the models really putting things a little bit further to the south. I think the Storm Prediction Center has gotten that as well and shifted this a little bit further to the south. This was including northern Louisiana, now extended all the way down to places like Baton Rouge and New Orleans. This has also been clipped a little bit from our northern counties. So let me show you this, zoom in and show you exactly where that level 2 out of 5 is for your Friday. As you can tell, now this was extended all the way to the north of us. This level 2 out of 5 was even clipping places like Western Tennessee, Memphis, and Jackson, Tennessee. They have continued to trim this downward because models are continuing to say this is going to be a little bit further south. So Tunica, portions of Tate County, all the way into Alcorn and Tishomingo County, clip from this level 2 out of 5 risk, at least a portion of those counties. Now, we're still going to be keeping an eye on the entire area, but what you need to know from this is we're continuing to see the overall greatest risk shift further down to the south and even just south of us. So that is some good news. Coming up next, we'll take you more hour by hour of what you can expect out there for your Friday, what high resolution models are looking like, just how far south they have the strongest storms. And of course, we'll take a look at that triple threat of the potential of winds, rotation, and hail coming up for your Friday as well. And then if we'll look at your 7-day, it's all coming up right after this.
As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you.
When choosing a dentist for our family, Tupelo Smiles was the answer for us. They greet us with warm smiles right when we walk in the door, and they make us feel so welcome. We love Tupelo Smiles.
When you've been injured, don't settle for a lawyer who doesn't even know where you live. Call Langston and Lott. Local lawyers, personal service, real results.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggye McAuley.
Hey, good morning, and happy Thursday out there to you. The time now is 7:41 out here on your Thursday morning. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know in terms of Friday's severe weather threat coming up in the next few minutes. But of course, we have to get through Thursday first, right? So let's talk Visibility concerns out there. Still seeing some patchy dense fog, especially the further south you go, going Triangle region, Oktibbeha County, Lowndes County, Noxubee, Winston, and Natales County, dealing with that more than the rest of us out there this morning. So just make sure you're being careful and overly cautious on the roadways. Here's a live look in Winona. You can see some of that fog off in the distance, but still can see the tree line. Temperatures in the upper 50s over in Winona. So definitely a warm start to the day. Here's a look over in Lee County, still dealing with that patchy fog as well. Can't see the ground too well, still kind of blurry out there. So patchy fog still setting up over in Lee County as well, with temperatures in the middle 50s out there. So 50 is kind of the story across the board this morning. As for airport delays, not tracking any from Memphis International, Little Rock, even folks that are seeing more rainfall out there with that system, Oklahoma into Dallas-Fort Worth, not tracking any moderate or major delays. Taking a look more nationally, not tracking any as well, coast to coast. So that's some good news. If you know anybody hitting the skies this morning. Your day planner ahead, sitting here in North Mississippi, we're going to be in the 60s out there, 60 by 9, low 60s by 3. Middle 60s out there into your 11 o'clock hour. Definitely going to be another warm day out there. So if you got any plans, it is t-shirt and shorts weather. Take a look at this. We're looking at highs today in the 70s. That's a little bit warmer even than we were yesterday. 70s across the board, low to middle 70s out there. Our record high here in Tupelo is 73, set back in 2006. We are forecasting a high of a degree shy of that. Wouldn't be surprised if we tie the record though today. Middle 70s, again, the further south that you go. Now let's take it hour by hour. What you can expect today all the way through your storm risk on Friday is what we're about to show. So this is going to be a long futurecast. Stick with me. I'm going to show you what the latest look is like on our high resolution models. Now, we're going to continue to look at this. It's kind of hard to pick out a high resolution model to show you one that I agree with the most. However, the good news is this morning, they were a little bit more consistent. The two that we like to show, it's called our strike model and then our HRRR. They're becoming a little more consistent in putting that main severe weather risk just to our south. So that's some good news this morning. If that stays consistent, that will be good for us. So you'll have to keep tuning in. But let me show you what they're looking like this morning. Going throughout now through noon, looking dry. I think a lot of the day stays dry, maybe a few light to moderate showers into your afternoon. Going into the overnight hours, we will start to watch maybe a few storms that could be trying to get on the stronger side of things. You can see here by 3, 4 o'clock, south of Grenada into Greenwood, Lee, Monroe, Prentiss County, seeing some of those heavier pockets as well. I think at best, going into your Friday evening, you could be woken up to a rumble of thunder or two, maybe some strong winds with these, but overall the severe weather risk is low in comparison to what's going to be happening later on your Friday. A few of those could also try to hold on into your Friday morning commute. So as you're headed out the door, kiddos headed off to school, you want to go ahead and have your rain gear handy. But the main risk, again, doesn't come into play until we head into your afternoon and evening. And even this has it a little bit further off into the evening. Some more widespread rain looks to push in further on into your afternoon. But watch as I had 3 p.m. until your 6 p.m. hour. Way more shower activity starts to build in that time frame. So going into dinner time, I encourage you to have the family at home, know where you're going to be in case some of these do try to be on the strong to severe side. Even if they aren't, look at that. That ain't fun to drive through by any means. So going into your Friday at dinner time, watching this area right here from Columbus, Macon into Louisville. I want to zoom out and show you an overall picture of what that looks like as we head into your Friday, kind of give you a wider view of that. This is what we're looking at, this kind of leading edge where we could see the most potential of a few strong to severe storms. This yesterday was pushed further north into our area. So that's why we were a little bit more concerned yesterday with the potential of, yes, a few brief spin-up tornadoes, strong wind gusts as well. Models are pushing it a little bit further south. Now, that's not too south or too much for comfort for me to say no severe weather or minimal severe weather, because it's just clipping our area. And again, this could teeter-totter back and forth. But overall, what you need to know now is models a little bit more consistent in pushing this a little bit further south. And that's better news for us if that does stay consistent. However, the main risk area that we're going to be watching for here in North Mississippi, again, for that brief spin-up tornado is going to be, let me go ahead and circle it here for you, is going to be places like the Golden Triangle region, Oktibbeha, Lowndes County, and south of that. I'm thinking Choctaw all the way over into Lowndes County, and then also places like Attala County all the way over into Winston County. This is the area that we're going to be watching that's right on that edge of those stronger storms that we could see the potential for brief spin-up tornado storms that do try to rotate going into your Friday evening. Again, you're going to have to keep checking up with the forecast, though. Models run to run, see if this stays consistent, where those strongest of storms do stay mainly just to our south. That's going to continue to push through into your evening hours. We're going to continue to keep our eye on it. Could see a few heavier pockets on the backside of that, but overall, the severe weather threat will wane into your overnight hours, especially midnight and on. And by the time you're starting off your Saturday morning, 7, 8 o'clock, if you're an early riser on Saturday, yeah, you could see a few light showers in the mix. But for the most part, Saturday is going to be a day where clearing takes place. So that is some good news out there for your weekend if you do have any plans. Going into Sunday, we are going to be looking at a lot of clearer conditions and also cooler conditions with winds shifting fully out of the north as well. So that's a look at your weekend. Let's take a look at your triple threat that you can only get here on Mississippi Live. Again, this looks at rotation, wind damage, and large hail. I'm letting this play all the way through to let these markers really come into play on your Saturday. Again, this just kind of leaves the heaviest on there. So going all the way through your Saturday, what we're mainly watching is for the potential for some rotation. You can see here, you can see those brighter reds all the way into Shreveport, stretching into southern Arkansas. You can also see some brighter reds in Jackson. And then where does that fall in our area? The same place that I was looking at on our future cast. So let me zoom in. Again, our furthest southern counties, so Louisville, Macon, Aliceville, those are the places we're going to be watching for. And then just right outside of our area in Tuscaloosa for the potential of some rotation to try to take place with those storms going into tomorrow. Now you can see some back here in places like Cleveland, up into Water Valley, Oxford, even Grenada County. Going to be watching that as well, but the best chances going to be a little bit further off to the south. So keeping an eye on that. As for your storm threats, our confidence levels, sorry, let me get that out. Our confidence levels remain the same today with a medium chance of, again, a brief spin-up tornado, medium chance of some strong wind gusts as well. I would say even medium to low when that continues to shift further off to the south. And then also a medium chance of some flash flooding. Don't want to skip over the flash flooding concern. Let's talk about how much rain we're looking to see after this system rolls in. You can see this large swath of more of a yellow to orange color that extends from Jackson into northeast Mississippi up into Huntsville and Chattanooga. That's around 2 inches of rainfall. I think a lot of us seeing around 1 to 2. However, let's zoom in and show you. Some of us, though, could see around 3+ inches. I think this is a little bit of an overestimator, but around 3 to potentially 4 in this area right here. This is continue to be highlighted day to day of the most rainfall looking to see in places like Lee, Monroe County, stretching across the line into Red Bay and Hamilton, Alabama. That could see the most rain out there that could lead to some flash flooding concerns overnight into your early Saturday. So folks that are planning on driving in this area Friday night, if you have to drive, or into your Saturday, I just encourage you to avoid those roadways that you guys know are easily flooded. Looking past all of this, after we get through the severe weather risk on your Friday, what's in store for us? Well, going into January, especially further into January, we actually look at conditions returning to normal. Now, we'll be below normal before that, and then we kind of moderate out to not being in the 70s or not warming back up into the 70s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 70s today and tomorrow, 60s out there for Saturday. Don't think it's going to be a nice 60 degrees. I think temperatures are actually going to be falling, and it could be breezy out there on your Saturday. So still a chilly day out there for Saturday, and that just continues even more into Sunday with highs not getting out of the middle 40s, upper 40s on Monday. And take a look at Monday morning, starting off in the 20s. So definitely some chilly conditions out there, nonetheless out there for your Monday morning as well. You'll definitely going to want the coat out there for Monday and then throughout the start of the work week as well. We'll see highs on Monday in the 40s. We'll see them into the 50s as we head Tuesday and then into your Wednesday as well. So definitely some chilly conditions out there going forward. I encourage you also, we have our game of the week today, which is pretty important. Our first basketball game of the week, which is really cool as well. And I encourage you to go and vote. We'll have a few things to vote for. Let me see if I can pull it up for you here real quick. Give me a second to zoom in so you can actually see what I'm looking at. This is on our meteorologist Matt Lawpon's Facebook page. I encourage you to go and vote. Our game of the week is a pretty big game in my personal opinion. It's at the Alcorn County Tournament, Biggersville versus Corinth. Going to be a big game, a boys game, and I encourage you to go and vote for our cheer squad of the week as well that we'll be highlighting during the game. You can vote for Corinth, again, high school cheerleading, or Biggersville high school cheerleading as well. And we'll highlight them during all of those game of the week highlights that we'll show later on today. Also, you can vote for the student section. We're not going to leave the student section out. You can vote for the Biggersville student section or the Corinth student section at that game that we will also highlight. So make sure to tune in this evening, not only for your latest forecast of everything you need to know coming up with today's severe weather or tomorrow's severe weather event, but also for those game of the week highlights and everything you need to know for those as well. Again, Matt and Gabe will have everything you need to know coming up at 5, 6, and 10. I encourage you to keep checking up with them so you know what the latest model runs are looking like. If anything has changed or stayed consistent, they'll have everything you need to know coming up at those times. Thank you so much for tuning in here this morning to Mississippi Live Weather.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy